Hi, I'm Janet Falzon, licensed psychologist, certified anxiety treatment professional, and mindfulness, meditation, and self-compassion teacher. I welcome you to this introduction to mindfulness at work. Mindfulness is a way of life that stood the test of time for more than 2,600 years. Its benefits have been supported by more than 1 million research papers published on Google Scholar alone. What do most of us do if the telephone is ringing, the boss is calling us into his or her office, a pile of paper is shouting for immediate attention, and an urgent email drops into our mailbox? At best, most of us multitask. At worst, we worry, we get anxious, and we panic. Truth is, our brains are not really designed to multitask, and when we multitask, we're not being effective and efficient. And when we worry and get anxious and panic, we're not being effective and efficient employees either. What mindfulness does is that it trains our mind to focus on one thing at a time, to stop it from wandering to things that had happened maybe in the past or things that may or may not happen in the future. It cultivates in us attitudes like patience, trust, kindness, gratitude, letting go, curiosity, all of which gives us the ability to handle the most difficult of situations at work, in our personal life, and at play. And it does so by physically and functionally changing our brains. fMRI studies show that training in mindfulness, as little as 8 weeks of training, engaging in 10 minutes of mindfulness practice a day, is enough to increase our brain's ability to manage emotions, to focus better, to be more attentive, to be able to problem solve, to become more aware of what's happening inside of us and outside of us, to communicate better. So, people who practice mindfulness understand how the brain works. They do not multitask. They know that the filters of our past experiences, judgments, grudges, beliefs, they all have an impact on our perception and on our behavior. And so they are watchful of their filters. They are capable of letting go of past hurts, past arguments. They are also capable of being more aware of what is happening in the moment. They're capable of listening deeply and are willing to learn from one another. They do not think outside of the box because they know there is no box. And they have the ability to pause when they are about to get caught by the whirlwind of emotions or thoughts. They have the ability to stop, ground themselves, pause for a moment, watch the situation from a distance, and step out of their automatic reaction mode, which we call automatic pilot mode of operation, and reflect, observe, reflect, and analyze situations, and then decide whether it is appropriate to respond or not. And if a response is warranted, they respond in a mindful and cautious way. And I'm almost hearing you asking, well, how do you manage to create all of this in an individual? Well, mindfulness training happens in two different ways. There are two components to it. There's the formal practice, which is in reality the sitting in meditation and training this attention on anything that is present. It could be physical sensations, thoughts, emotions, sounds. And then there is the other component, which is favored by the most busy people, which is the informal practice that entails incorporating the attitudes of mindfulness in our daily activities. So we approach our daily activities with attentiveness, with kindness, with letting go of what had happened in the past, with the ability to put judgments aside, with a degree of trust in our abilities to handle situations. And because we are aware and because we are approaching our situations without judgment and with kindness, then we have the ability to see things for what they really are, to balance our lives, to take action where it is needed before it is too late. We often notice that problems do become more serious if they are not attended to. And mindfulness gives us the ability to notice, to observe places, spots, aspects in our life that need to be cared for, need to be changed. So I invite you to, after that brief introduction, I invite you to participate with me with a very short formal practice. Simply taking a moment to sit comfortably, embodying a posture of wakefulness, and yet balancing it with a relaxed attitude. So finding the right balance between wakefulness and relaxation. And as you sit in this way, I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. If not, simply lowering and softening your gaze. And observe with kindness and curiosity the way you are sitting, your posture. And see if you notice any adjustments that you need to make, any unnecessary tension that is being held in your shoulders, in your neck, any tightness in your facial expression, any clenching of the teeth. Any tension in the palms of your hands, any tightness in your fingers. And notice what happens when you connect with your physical body in this way. Maybe you notice that you make some adjustments. Maybe you notice that you judge yourself. Maybe you feel bored or frustrated. At this point, it may be interesting to ask, what is it that gives rise to this boredom? Why can't I be with myself for a brief moment? And staying with yourself for a while in this way, observing with kindness, not wanting to push anything away, simply being curious, connecting with your body as you sit in this moment. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, reconnect with my voice, come back to the room, allowing your experience to be exactly as it has been, knowing that there wasn't one particular way you should have experienced that brief practice. You may have noticed that the mind wandered even in that brief meditation practice, And this is the reason why mindfulness can be so beneficial, to tame the mind, to train the mind to be focused. If you found yourself struggling with judgment or boredom, then mindfulness is the thing that cultivates in you the non-judgmental attitude, an understanding of why you perhaps were so bored, so angry, so frustrated. And it really connects us with our inner world, with our emotions, with our thoughts, with our physical body. And in the same way, it connects us with those around us, with our jobs at hand, with our life experiences. And this connection, this awareness paves the way to action if action is needed, to more happiness, to more peace, more tranquility, more connection, better communication, and us being more effective, more efficient in all that we do. If you think mindfulness can be of any benefit to you, your colleagues, your employees, please feel free to contact me. My contact details are provided here below. I'm happy to discuss your requirements and to develop bespoke mindfulness, meditation, or self-compassion programs for you. Thank you for being with me. I hope something resonated with you from this brief talk. I look forward to hearing from you again in the future. Thank you.